What is the role of a coach? Today's 5 minutes short. I'm Joshua Barnes, and I'm joined by Al Shalloway. And this is something that is just so prevalent these days. What is the role of a coach? What is an agile coach? How should somebody do coaching? Is it just completely hands off and you should just ask nothing but questions? Al, how about you share some of your thoughts on this since you're in the midst of putting together an entire workshop on coaching?
Yeah, it's interesting because I started this uh, workshop about how to create and have effective lean agile teams, but it's turned into as much a coaching workshop because I realize if you know what to do but you don't know how to make effective change or convey it, it doesn't do you any good. And my view on what a coach is quite different. I know my face looks funny with it. We have sun in Seattle, isn't that amazing? Uh, But what I believe as a coach, and it's quite different than what a lot of other people as a coach. See, I believe that there is this universal set of principles that you need to be aware of. It's like if you're going to build a bridge, you pay attention to elasticity and compression strength. You pay attention, you're building a knowledge work, you got to pay attention to the laws of knowledge work. And there's a lot of them about what the effect of overloading and delays and things like that are. And as a coach, you need to know more than the people you're working with, not more about what they're doing, not more about how they interact, not more about the product. I don't mean that. I mean more about these laws that if you don't follow, they smack you in the face, that cause multitasking and things like that. You're not there to direct people. You're not there to tell them how to run their job. But I do believe you're there if they're violating the rules. Like if you're a car teacher, a teacher on how to drive, and you notice they're driving backwards on the wrong side of the road, losing the rear view mirror, it might be something not to just ask them, but point out, hey, how does this, is this working?
This isn't how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do it faster than others, but you don't just step back and facilitate things.
Right.
You actually have to take a proactive role. You don't tell them what to do, but if they're not aware of things, you better point that out to them. And you don't have to say you're not doing this. I don't mean that. You can ask questions is good, usually a better way. You want them to figure it out. I like the metaphor I've heard in sports coaching. In sports coaching, obviously you're not trying to be in their head while they're doing what they're doing. I mean, a lot of stuff's going on. But you want to talk to them in a way that when they do their work, they show up better.
Right.
So sometimes it's facilitating things. Sometimes it's pointing out things maybe they didn't notice. Sometimes it's asking questions and getting them to understand things. But the fundamental difference, in my view, on a coach and what a lot of other people, particularly I'll say the Scrum community, because they're in Scrum, it's more of a facilitator, more of a standing back and, making sure we're following the Scrum patterns and events and all that. And I'm saying, no, you should know more and you need to think about it and you need to convey what other people aren't seeing. You need to ask when people are doing crazy things, why are they doing crazy things? Don't ask them that way, but ask yourself, what is it they don't see? Why would they do that?
Right.
Why do we consistently, I'll give you an example. Why do they consistently, many teams have consistently too many things at the end of the sprint and they wonder what's going on and they try to do so much better and not have all those things at the end of the sprint. Well, you know what? A good coach would know that's not their problem. Their problem is they're having too many things at the start of the sprint. They're doing too much over analysis. They have too many stories because we want to manage how many things are open at any one time. We have a deeper understanding of things. So in my mind, the role of a coach is to have a deeper understanding of the work process, of how things work, how people have to engage, and then coach people in being a little bit more reflective and take that burden of that reflection. Because look, let's just be fancy. Most developers, they don't want to pay attention to this. That's why they don't like a lot of the events that happen in an agile process. So you pay attention to it, and then you come from their perspective to help them get what they want done. You don't tell them what to do, but you expose things maybe they're not seeing, and you take a very active role in it. And a lot of this depends upon the belief that you can understand this. And I'm not going to deal with complexity because I've only got 30 seconds now, but if you're interested in that, maybe we'll make that another topic because I have another way to deal with complexity that integrates with this, which is how do you respond to events that you didn't foresee? Because believe me, it happens all the time.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. If you're watching this live or on replay, if you have questions, please make a post on LinkedIn, and we will see you on the next 5 Minute Short.